kind of interesting things. I look at many different types of metaphors in life, and if you think about what we can do with technology nowadays, you can get 4,000 or 5,000 songs on just a little gadget. Now, 10 years ago, that would have been beyond what we would even comprehend, whereas even 10 years ago, sort of people were moving, 15 years ago, moving from audio tapes into CDs. And I remember even the days, and some of you may remember this, was when we used to have records. And you had to treat them very carefully or they broke. And the part of the thing about downloading music, which I think is brilliant on saving space, I used to like the physical package of the record, which was a part of the whole process. And for me, the CD never quite captured that, because it was inside plastic, and it wasn't quite, you're not quite as with it. And those people around about my age are nodding their heads with me, and the younger people in the room are thinking, you old fart. But as it's progressing now, the sort of people who are in their 20s are saying, I'm missing the physical qualities of the CD because all music is on downloads. So it's just kind of funny as how technology improves, if you like, to be less clunky and more streamlined. Now, last week I went out, this kind of tendency I have, and I was in the mood for buying things last week. And I've got to say, if you catch me in the mood for buying things, I'm quite easy to sell to. If I can be quite a difficult person to sell to, but when I'm in the mood, I'm in the mood. And having gone through a few issues with computers, a few hard drives had died on me, I was in the mood to buy a new computer. So I got there on a Purley Way, where all the electrical shops are, and since 1993, I have been using Microsoft packages. So I remember do you remember DOS? Yeah. So we're DOS, and then we had Windows. Yeah, and I was one of the first generations of Windows users coming through, and there was another breed of computer users called Apple Mac. Yeah, and they loved their Macs. Now, I used to be involved, or I used to work quite a lot with people who are creative in the graphic design business, and they would get so passionate about their Mac, but an Apple Mac user would end up like having quite intense discussions with a PC user over how much more streamlined and effective their computer was. And I always put it down to brilliant branding on one part by Apple Mac, who was going for a quite specific small portion of the market, and very, very good generalizing of a lower quality product, which is a Microsoft product. I'll be careful what I say on that film. But going out to the masses. Now, last week, I thought I'm going to do something different. So I bought a 27-inch, had to be the biggest one in the shop, iMac. Okay, brought it home, got it out of the box, put it there. Got to say, very visual. I bought it because I knew it looked good in my hall, and I was planning to buy this where it's going to go this couch that I thought was very trendy, that it's going to go with the iMac, and there I am now with a 27-inch iMac. And it took me probably half an afternoon to get my head around it. By the end of the afternoon, I was using the applications pretty easily. So last night, as I was transferring some files onto my new iMac and getting ready for today, I was using the Windows package. And I'm looking at this Windows package. And do you know what? I just got this sense that this Windows package is so bloody clunky, compared with the iMac. Right? It was just so many more things to do on this Windows package than there is of an iMac. Have you ever had that experience where something's clunky and does the job but not in a streamlined and effective way? Now, interestingly enough, my car, I drive a Jaguar, and because of the rainy weather we had, I left the boot open, silly old me, in the middle of and it started to rain. I got an electrical fault in the car. And so I can get around, I rang up a hire company and they brought me a Ford Mondeo. So anyway, I was in the car, I was in this Ford Mondeo the other day, and I, as you know, you could probably observe I'm not the tallest person that would ever be in that car. And the person who had driven it before me was much taller. So I wanted to go home and I was getting ready to adjust the seat, and I spent half an hour nearly looking for the little button that you push that brings the seat forward. You know that one? Where is this little button? Nowhere. And then I remembered, in my younger days, there used to be an old thing underneath the seat that you lifted and you physically manoeuvred the seat forward. Do you know that one? Yeah. That was on the bloody Ford Mondeo. Whereas I was looking for the easy way to do the job, and it required a physical manoeuvre. Now, these applications of different processes exist everywhere in life, particularly in NLP. And this is an analogy that the new code is a more streamlined and effective way of doing what the old code or the classic code once did. The classic code of NLP, Bandler-Grinder's 7279, is a very good set of programs and patterns that creates some pretty powerful change and can do a lot of things. But for my opinion, I really connected with that metaphor last night, that the new code is a streamlined and effective way of getting the job done easier with more streamlined approach with less effort. Does that sound good? Yeah. And what you want to be thinking about is when you're going in as you go through this, and we make explicit the distinctions between the classic and the new code, is run your own metaphors. I've given you two of my personal metaphors, which happen to be true stories of my life. Run your own metaphors, because metaphors are a great way, not only for packaging your information that you're learning here, but a great way for you to share with other people how a parallel description for something that you're learning about and will be using with other people.